Friends, I found these placemats at Dollar General the other day and I thought, can we make a bag out of them? Yeah, I think we can. Hey everybody, it's Colette with Blessings Craft Therapy. If you didn't know, and if you did, thanks so much for coming back. So I have 3 placemats, all from Dollar General, and some webbing. Now the webbing is, the sizes, it's about 73.5 inches long total, but it's basically, for each strap, you want to do 2.5 width of your placemat. Is there a better way to do this? Probably. But I don't know it. And you know who I am. I like easy. So 73.5 inches total. All right. So then I take a piece of paper. It's just 8.5 by 11. And I have my off-white placemat. And I am just marking. I tried to center that piece of paper onto the placemat. And then I just mark each side. Because then we're just going to cut. This is just a line so that we can cut straight up. Because we're just cutting that rectangle. So we're just cutting, so those little half moon kind of things, we're cutting those off. We're going to save them because I bet we can do something with them at another time. But right now, I don't have capacity, mind space wise to figure that out. We're going to deal with this. All right. And I'll be honest with you, after I did this project, I'm like, why didn't I think of gluing this? Yeah, live and learn. It's fine. I bet gluing, though, would be fine with hot glue. I bet that would work like a charm. But anyways, I digress. Here we go. We have this. Now I'm going to fold it in half, and then I'm going to cut it in half. Again, is there an easier way to do this? Probably. But this is the way that I'm doing it. And, you know, again, we live and learn. We do stuff as we go. All right, so there it is. And the nice thing about these placemats is they crease really easily. So you can fold it and, you know, really press it on that fold and it'll show, you'll see the line. So there we go. We have those 2 pieces. Now we have our 2 orange placemats and I'm going to fold this up about 3 inches and see how it made that crease. Then I'm going to put the 2 of them together and see where we made that crease. I'm just going to make a line because that we are going to sew right along that line. I know it sounds crazy, but trust and believe. Now, I probably should have done better with making sure my lines were straight. If you do this, make sure your lines are straight or else you might be a little cattywampus later when you go to put your straps on and all of that. So there we go. We're going to sew that. Perfect. Now it's sewn. Lovely. Take our clips off. And then we're going to open it up. So see how we're going to take and separate the 2 placemats. And then we're going to fold down those 2 half circle things. Perfect. I tried to kind of smooth it out. It doesn't want to stay, and that's okay. We're going to sew it. Then we're going to take those pieces that we cut earlier, those off-white pieces, and we're going to put them right under the half circles. Easy peasy, right? Now, we're also going to put the webbing on. This is where it gets a little complicated. I cut my webbing in half, so I have 2 separate straps. You could do 1 full piece. I had no desire to do that. It would be a little more complicated for me. Just, you know, it's fine. So we're going to put our strap on underneath that half circle. And you want to make sure that the half circle covers the end of your strap. And then we're going to put a pin in it. It's a little easier said than done. It's a little bit bulky, but that's okay. And also I should add that I used a heavy duty needle just because this is a lot of material to go through and it is fibrous. So you just want to make sure that you're using a needle that won't break easily. And I also used cotton all-purpose thread. So then we're going to do the same thing on the other side and just make sure that your strap isn't all twisty. Okay. Make sure it's straight and make sure that it's flat. And then we're going to sew it. And I'm going to sew from where the half circle starts. I'm going to sew up on that strap and then I'm going to go over a little bit and then down. So we're making kind of like a big rectangle and we're going to do that for both sides. You want to, obviously I didn't go all the way up the strap. I just ended where my placemat ended. And then we're also going to we're going to follow the half circle, that orange half circle that we have here. We're going to follow that as well with sewing. So here, we're going to go around on that. And then we're going to go up on the strap, then over, and then down again. You could do an X on the top, but I had no desire to do that. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. You could sew and then come back and do this part, but I just figured I would just put it all together all at once so that I'm just going to the sewing machine once. I'm using some pretty long pins to tack this. But yeah, just be mindful when you do it because it takes a little bit of effort, and you might have to walk your presser foot, like you might have to walk it a little bit over some of the more bulkier spots. Mine had just a little bit of problems, but again, I just took my wheel and kind of moved the needle. So I kind of manually did the stitches for like 3 or 4 stitches to get over the big heavy part, and then it was fine. And some machines may not have a problem at all. Mine's a little bit ancient, so mine's a little old, so she moves a little bit slower than others. So there we go. So we're gonna again go up the straps, and then we're also gonna go on that half circle, and here it is. Sadly, I was so irritated that my bobbin thread the tension wasn't right, but it's okay because it's on the inside of the bag, so it's fine. So we're going to turn our bag so that pretty sides are together, and I'm going to put these together and clamp it because then we're going to sew these edges. This is where it was important to make sure that you had your stuff on straight. You'll notice mine wasn't. It's still a beautiful bag and it still works, but you'll see that the straps are a little bit off. It's okay. I'm a little off too, and I'm pretty great, so we won't worry too much. But that is also to say that, see, there are no crafting emergencies. If it's off, it's not the biggest deal, right? Done is better than perfect sometimes. And sometimes we need a project that we just finish, right? Sometimes we just need that project that is just done. And it's okay that it's not perfect. And there it is. We sewed it. Perfect. I did make sure to do a few reinforcement stitches on the top and the bottom. And then before I turn it out right, I'm going to go to the corners and see how I'm just going to box those corners. So all I'm doing is making a triangle at the bottom. I'm going to clamp it, and then we're going to just sew across that. And it's just to box it so that it is a little bit like there's kind of like a square bottom. Does that make sense? And we are to do the same thing. And for this, I just pinched it so that it would make a triangle. See how we did that? Perfect. And then again, we're going to do the same thing. Again, it is a little bit on the bulky side, but just be mindful of it and make sure you're using a heavy duty needle. Easy peasy though. And then again, we're going to clamp. I'm just going to put a couple little clamps on it, and then I'm going to bring it to my sewing machine and sew it. And that's as easy as this gets, friends. I mean, come on, we're going to turn it out right so that it's the pretty stuff is on the outside and not on the inside. But I thought this looked a little bit like a pumpkin. Now, had it been even better if I had found brown straps or green, that would have been great if I used webbing that color. But this is kind of subtle. It makes me think of a pumpkin. So I was super happy about that. But it's kind of perfect for fall, right? And if you know me, you know I'm obsessed with bags. So, and my daughter is too, who already took this. Thank you so much. So it's not even mine. But look it's got little pockets on the sides. I can't even. Look at how cute this is. Quit it. I love it. And can you imagine all the different colors that the dollar store comes out with? Come on. We could do one for every season. I'm so excited. And it was fairly easy, friends. Fairly easy. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. And I hope this inspires you.